You're watching BCTV. We're all about Brantford. You're watching BCTV, Brantford Government Television, a service of Brantford Community Television. This program is brought to you in part through the support of the town of Brantford.
Okay. By who? Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. The RTM will be convened on Wednesday, December 11th, 2019 at 8 p.m. at the Brantford Fire Headquarters, 45 North Main Street, to consider and act upon the following matters. Will everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item number 1, roll call.
Okay, please help me. If I mispronounce your name, just let me know. Representative Edelman?
Present.
Representative Alphone? Representative Anderson?
Here.
Representative Austin?
Here.
Representative Black?
Here.
Representative Brockett?
Here.
Representative Conklin?
Here.
Representative Everson?
Here.
Representative Erlanger?
Here.
Representative Flanagan?
Here.
Representative Greenberg?
Here.
Representative Haken?
Here.
Representative Healy?
Here.
Representative Henschel?
Here.
Representative Hines?
Here.
Representative Ingraham?
Here.
Representative Jackson?
Here.
Representative Kelly? Representative Leonard?
No.
Oh, gone. Okay.
We drag him back?
Representative Preet?
Here.
Representative Ricchio? Representative Sember?
Here.
Representative Sires?
Here.
Representative Sumro?
Here.
Representative Stepanek? Representative Sullivan?
Here.
Representative Torelli? Representative Toohill?
Here.
Representative Wells? Okay, and we have with us ex officios First Selectman Cosgrove, Selectman Dunbar, and Town Clerk Arpin.
Okay, we have enough. We have a quorum. Good deal. Item number 2, approval of the minutes of the previous meetings. So I have a motion for approval.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and seconded by Representative Brockett. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved without exception. Item number 3, reception of communications, reports of committees, and citizen petitions. I just have one here. The Brantford 375th Year in Review celebration will be held at Woodwinds Thursday, January 16th from 5:30 to 9:30, featuring live music by Midlife Crisis. There'll be dancing, commemorative book, and glass. Anybody interested? This would be $50 per ticket. And I have nothing else. Do you have anything by chance? Any communications or anything? No?
I have nothing, right?
No? Okay. Item number 4, to consider and if appropriate, adopt a uniform procedure for ordinance enforcement pursuant to Town Meeting Rules A 236-4 19D. Representative Black?
Ask that that be referred to my committee. We'll start on it. Hope to meet with town attorney and probably Representative Henschel in the near future to get everybody literally on the same pages as to where we're going with that. Thank you.
Is a motion on that? Is there a second?
Second.
Who seconded it?
Who second?
Dan Edelman.
Edelman? Okay. All those in favor of re-referring this item signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? This item is re-referred. Item number 5, to consider and if appropriate, approve the meeting schedule for RTM sessions for 2020. All meetings will begin at 8 p.m. and will be held at the Brantford Fire Headquarters, 45 North Main Street, second floor training room. Here's the schedule so far. January 8th, which will be a special meeting of the RTM. February 12th, March 11th, April 5th, May 12th is the budget, June 10th, September 9th, October 14th, November 18th, and December 9th.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
did you say April 5th?
April 15th.
So why is it the 15th? Isn't it every second Wednesday of the month?
It's been like that for I don't know how many years.
So in March, it's always, in April, it's always the third
Correct.
Wednesday. Okay,
Right.
just wasn't sure.
Not in April.
Is there a motion to approve the calendar?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Lord Jackson? Okay.
Actually-
Jackson, okay.
Okay, all those in favor, signify.
That's the, April 15th, as Representative Ricchio said, is the third Wednesday, not the second.
Oh, it's the second Wednesday, we always meet, not the third.
It would be the 8th.
And that was my point.
That was his
April
question.
15th is the third Wednesday in April, and the RTM meeting is the second Wednesday.
There's a reason
I
for it,
believe
though.
there's a reason, Town Clerk Arpin, I believe there's a holiday involved with that.
April 8th is Passover.
It's a Jewish holiday.
Okay, there you go.
I'm just curious.
Ah. You can carry on there.
Okay. Again, is there a motion to approve the calendar?
I made a motion, Mr.
Ron did.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
I knew we
Opposed?
went through it.
The
That's just-
calendar is approved, without exception.
Jackson.
Okay, moving on. Item number 6, to consider and if appropriate, approve request from the Recreation Director for the following fiscal 2020 budget transfers: from snow removal equipment, $159, from community house roof / masonry, $2,888, from foot park tennis court fencing, $75,000, for a total of $78,047, to tree removal and pruning program, $3,047, and 2 foot park capital improvements, $75,000, for a total of $78,047. Representative Black.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Ways and Means met a week ago and heard this item. Really two components to this. One is moving some residual capital funds for snow removal equipment and the community house roof, which was funded back in 2006, into tree removal. And the other is taking, and those are tax dollars that we're moving in those cases, and the other is taking foot trust money that was originally programmed for tennis court fencing and putting that into foot park capital improvements, which is a general fund, but with the intention that those funds will be used to augment funds already present for renovation of the field house restrooms that are at Foot Park that are not currently ADA compliant, so they're going to be, everything will be brought up to present code, and there's also a sitting wall that's going to be added and some sidewalk work to be done to make it easier for the disabled to use the area. This transfer was approved by the Foot Trust trustees, I think yesterday. So if we approve this tonight, then town can go ahead and let a contract for this work tomorrow. Again, we approved this 5-0, so I put that in the form of a motion. Thank you.
Motion on the floor to approve this transfer. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? This item carries. Item number 7, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from the Finance Director for the following fiscal 2020 budget transfers to reflect the recently approved collective bargaining agreement for the fire union. The agreement is for 3 years with wage increases of 2.5% per year. From contingency, $103,529. To wages and salaries, $74,556. To overtime, $5,650. To overtime public events, $527. To vacation, $7,050. To holiday, $5,569. To sick, $3,709. To education incentive, $3,423. To accrued payroll, $625. To medic shift, $2,420, for a total of $103,529. And from contingency, $3,100. To uniform and clothing, $3,100. Representative Black.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Ways and Means met on this last week as well. These transfers are required because we passed the new firefighters contract, and this is to fund raises in these areas that are required by the firefighters contract, which we didn't know whether that contract would be approved when the original budget for this fiscal year was being made, but funds for it were set aside in contingency. So that's what we're doing now, is just funding the raises that we've legally obligated ourselves to pay. This was approved 5-0 by committee, so I put that in the form of a motion.
Motion on the floor to approve this transfer. Any discussion? Representative Henschel?
Yes, could we get an update on where the contingency stands prior to this?
The contingency after tonight's transfers will be $893,369.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor of this transfer signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? The item carries. Item number 8, to consider and if appropriate, approve a request from the Finance Director for the following fiscal 2020 OPEB funding transfer from health insurance premiums, $727,000, to transfer out OPEB, $727,000. Representative Black.
Thank you. Ways and Means heard this item as well last week, voted 5-0 in favor of this. This is a bit of a policy slash accounting change here that previously our other post-employment benefits trust was not sufficiently funded, that we wanted to draw out medical payments from it. So we put monies directly into the health insurance fund at the beginning of the year to pay for retiree health benefits. We're switching our policy now to take the money that we had set aside for retiree premiums and putting them into the other post-employment benefits trust more at the beginning of the year, although we're halfway through this fiscal year now. And when we know what the bill is for those retiree benefits at the end of the year, we'll pull them out of the trust at the end of the year and transfer them into medical benefits. Hopefully that amount will be somewhat less than the $727,000. And one of the benefits is by having money in the OPEB trust, we can invest it more aggressively than we would in the medical benefits fund. Again, we approved this 5-0, so I put that in the form of a motion.
Motion on the floor to approve this transfer. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Transfer is carried. Item number 9, to hear an update from the Finance Director regarding October bond sale, and to consider and if appropriate, approve the following fiscal 2020 budget amendment and resolution. From miscellaneous income, $182,728. From bond payments interest, $375,312, for a total of $558,540. To interest payments, general purpose, $74,512. Interest payments, schools, $484,328, for a total of $558,540. And then resolve that the Board of Finance recommends to the RTM an increase in appropriations for fiscal year 2020 general fund budget from $115,336,659 to $115,519,387. This increase will be funded through an increase in miscellaneous income generated from the bond issue and will be used to fund an increase in debt service costs. Representative Black.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. First of all, well, we approved this item 5-0, and what we approved here, the resolution on our agenda, and this should be amended on the full RTM's agenda to the RTM increases appropriations for the fiscal year rather than that the Board of Finance recommends. That was their resolution, so our resolution should just be that the RTM increases appropriations for fiscal year 2020. So,
I'll second that amendment.
Madam Clerk, that would strike that the Board of Finance recommends 2, and then the RTM strike and, add an S after increases, strike and appropriations for, and that's the amendment there.
Okay,
I'll resecond
And I
it.
hope you get the idea.
I get it, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And that was the form of the motion, that the resolution that we passed in committee.
And Representative, second, okay.
What this is about is, as we all know, we've had a number of capital projects going on. Luckily, we're not beholden to borrow money before we can go forward because of our strong fiscal position and strong cash position. So we generally wait for an opportune time to go to the market to borrow money. We've got the middle school going on. We've got the community house just finished, and we've got the library as well. So the town recently went out to market, and because interest rates were very good right now, we locked in a low rate. We borrowed $45 million. That's more than we presently needed. That's more than we intended, but we felt that in the current interest rate environment, it was best to lock in that low rate. As a result of borrowing a little more than we had intended to, our interest payments for this year will be a little higher than we intended, by $182,728. And that's that miscellaneous income line there. We got a premium on the bonds, not that we necessarily wanted a premium. It's a small premium, about $300,000, I believe. But we look for the lowest overall interest rate regardless of whether we're getting a premium or selling at a discount. But the premium means that there are funds available to fund the increased interest. So that's what that $182,000 is. The bond payments interest is what we budgeted for bond payments. When we make up the budget, which starts in January and then goes through May, we're not quite sure what the makeup and the breakdown between our debt, between town debt, which is here called general purpose debt, and the school debt is going to be. So our practice over the past few years is not try to guess too many months in advance, but wait till we get on into the year and we know what that number is going to be, and then split that in two. So we're taking that 375 and breaking it into the two categories as well. So altogether, we have about $75,000 for interest on town debt and about $484,000 on school debt. So that's where we are with this. And again, we heard this item last week, approved it 5-0, so I put that in the form of a motion.
Now, point of order, Mr. Moderator. Shouldn't we vote on the amendment to the resolution separately from this motion?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, well, actually, Tom, I mean, on our agenda, it was, as I said here, so that's what came through from our committee.
Right, but we amended the
We didn't amend it in our
resolution on the
committee.
floor here tonight.
Well, I'm reporting to the clerk and the floor what came out of our committee.
Correct.
So, I believe when he got up and changed the resolution there, that should be, so you're saying we want to amend the resolution itself was changed.
It's amending the
The resolution was amended on the floor, so we should vote on the amended resolution
I agree.
as Peter recommended the resolution be amended.
I agree with that.
I believe that was already seconded by Ray.
Right. All those in
Just to be
favor
sure.
of voting on the amendment to the resolution on the floor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, that's approved. And now Peter's motion approving the transfers itself.
As
Is there any discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Extensions? This item carries. Item number 10, any other business to come before the RTM? Representative Toohill.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I rise to request a moment of silence because Representative Riccio lost his older brother, who was a great Branford lawyer.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Toohill. You have another one?
I
Okay.
do, and again, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Last weekend, the town of Branford lost one of its finest, news anchor Channel 3 Denise DeCenzo, 36 years at Channel 3. She won 12 Emmy Awards. She was loved and very well respected in Branford, throughout the state.
Anything else?
That's all, Mr.
That's
Moderator.
it?
Thank you.
Any other business come before the RTM?
Mr. Moderator,
Representative?
I have a question actually through you to the first selectman. The town had a Be Informed alert system on its prior website. That is no longer functioning. You get an error message, sorry, the page you are looking for is not available. I'm wondering what's happened to the people. Is there a new system to be notified? When you go to the ctalert.gov, which is on the current town website, you type in Branford and you get a message that the address is invalid. So how will residents in town learn of emergencies if they signed up for Be Informed and if CT Alerts is not online yet with the town of Branford?
I believe I have Selectman Cosgrove discuss that, but I believe you have to go in and log in with a password, but I could be wrong with that. Selectman Cosgrove?
There's two different systems, right?
Emergency
The
help.
emergency alert
You're
and
smart enough.
the signing up for it.
Yeah, signing up.
It's a trick.
Actually, I do not have the answer for you tonight regarding the Be Informed. I didn't realize that was disabled off of the site. I was just looking up as you were speaking. But I'll check with our IT department. As you know, we just had recently changed over a couple systems, so I'll see where the disconnect is. But I just want to point out, certainly, these are the types of things, if
Yeah.
anybody notices this or is informed by your constituents, you know, you don't have to wait until a full meeting. Please contact Town Hall. If you contact me directly or my office, or I think you pretty much, you know, on access to the website, there's contact for each department head directly if you feel that's the best approach. But, you know, those types of things, I welcome them, bring them to our attention so we know about it. So thank you.
I just thought it was important for the people
Yeah.
to also know at a public meeting that the system that they
I
signed
agree,
up
I agree,
for
yeah.
for emergencies is not working.
I agree, and that's why I'm stressing the importance, so we can then, in this public meeting, let the residents know. So if I had known prior, I could have easily gotten you the question. This was the first I was hearing about it here on the floor. So, but thanks for bringing it to our attention.
Thank you.
Any other business come before the RTM? Hearing none, I'd like to say, wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll see you all back here next year.
Thank you.
Okay, item 11, adjournment. Representative Torelli. Is there a second? Second, Representative Henschel. All those in favor? Opposed? We are adjourned.
This program was brought to you in part through the support of the Town of Brantford. Watch town meetings and other videos on demand at BrantfordTV.org.